Alright guys, I'm walking back what I said. So, here's what I'm gonna do. I think I figured out what I want to do for this. So, I really like this logo right here, and I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the diamonds that are already in this. I'm gonna turn the lump of ice cream here into the spade shape. I was gonna do a heart right here for the point, and then maybe do clovers in sort of a thing like in a banner or one of these around the bit things. So I'm just gonna work through this how I would work through my whole design process. So I have not started working on this yet. We can move that out of the way. I think I'm happy with where I'm gonna go. So let me just scoop this so I can actually see, and we'll get started. So like I said, I wanted to have, let me keep this here, and I'm something that helps in case you're working with something that's got a bunch of side images. If you just draw a rectangle on top of it, you can use a clipping mask like that to just kind of hide all that extra stuff so you don't need it. So let's see. So first I was going to do a couple of these diamonds. I don't know how many exactly I want to do quite yet. And for that, I think I'm just going to do a rectangle tool, and then we'll just kind of squeeze it around here a little bit to fit. So rotate that 45 degrees, and then I'm just gonna use the mouse on the key, or sorry, the keys on the keyboard, shift and use the arrow keys to bump that inside. And I think I'm gonna just work in this as black shapes, um, just so that I don't. Let me see here. That. It's not going to play nice, is it? I don't like that annoying shape around it, but I don't think there's anything I can do. Just to get rid of that. Yeah, it's still going to just keep coming up with that. Okay, it was bugging me that it had the extra dragging box from. Oh no, it's still there. Great. Yeah. Okay. There's nothing I can do about it. I will move on. So we have this shape right here, and what I'm gonna do is place these out, and I think we'll go 3 across here, and then I'm just gonna hit the arrows on the keyboard 5 times to get that to separate. Now I want to get the spacing in the other direction correct. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw this little shape right here, and then if I copy that and rotate it like that, I should have that point being, oh, it's not going to snap, of course. Let's see. Okay. Let's see if I can merge this all together. No. And I'm just trying to get these shapes to play nice with each other. Okay, so I've got that. That'll be my little shim tool to space this out. And just for my OCD, that was pretty much it. That's close enough, yeah. We can work with that. And then, oh, is it gonna snap? No, okay. So I'll have to take this and copy this over. And again, that's pretty close. There are different ways I could measure this out too, to try and get it to be more exact, but this is what I'm going to go with for this. So just shifting that, and now I've got those diamonds. Okay, so the first thing I see when I'm looking at this is that's a bit too kind of, yeah, see how that one's a lot narrower, so I'm actually gonna, there, okay. Okay, so I'm gonna shift this or kind of squeeze this in just by scaling it. That didn't come out right. We'll take this back to here. There we go. Okay, so we'll do this, that, and then that. And probably should have tried that in the beginning, huh? That worked a lot easier. So we'll squeeze this in, and I think that's more the shape I'm going for. And then I'll just click on the arrow keys, do 5 spaces. And then we'll have to go down. And that might be a bit too far. We'll go 2 back. Oops. Okay, is that not quite lined up? Okay, that looks lined up to me. I'm good with it. Alright, so we've got that right there. That's going to be sort of the base of this ice cream cone. And then the next shape that I'm going to want is, again, going to be the kind of spade shape. And what I'm going to do is try and be sneaky and see if I can find one here in the glyphs. If you don't have glyphs, it's under Window. Window type glyphs. And so what these are basically like all the weird extra characters you get in a font. I guarantee something's going to have one of the... Why don't we try Wingdings? Wingdings should have it. So I don't have to sit here and draw it out. So, let me find it and I'll be right back. Alright, so I couldn't find what I was looking for, so I figured it would just be easier if I made it as well. So I'm going to just take these 2 circles right here. I just grabbed this graphic from the interwebs. And I'm just going to kind of try and find... I'll drag a ruler in. This is under, let's see, view rulers. And you can do Control R to turn them on or hide them. Oops. So Control R toggles them, and then you can click in this little gutter right here and drag a ruler out. I'm going to snap it right to that intersect, and I'm going to draw a point here, and then I'm going to try and figure out kind of where that best blends in. I'm not quite happy with that. Okay, so I've drawn that spot. Oops. Oh. Okay, there we go. Alright, so I've got this triangle now, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold down Alt when I move this, and that's going to copy it while I hold down Shift and constrain it to angle, and then I'm going to transform, zooming through that too fast, right click, transform, reflect, and by default it's going to have vertical on right there, so I'm going to get that mirrored. And then we've got that one little empty space there. I'm just going to throw a rectangle over that. And then while holding down Shift, I'm just going to select all of these surfaces right here. And I'm going to click on the Pathfinder. And I'm going to do that. Which pretty much turns into a heart, which is fine. And then, let's see, where do I want to put that? I think, no, I want it just past these little points on the edge here. So I'm going to move it down right there. Yeah, this might be a little hokey. I don't know. We're already 10 minutes in. All right. So, you know what? I do want to keep those little things right there. I'm going to kind of turn this into both the clover and the spade. So what I'm going to do is move this whole chunk over. And then I'm going to copy these. So I'm just going to do the typical edit copy. And then I'm going to actually merge them back together. And then I'm going to do edit paste in place. Oops, wrong menu. Paste in place. And so what that's going to do is paste those directly back on top of where they were. And what I'm going to do now is go through with this tool and kind of figure out how I want those to trace across. You'll kind of see where I'm going with this later. So I'm going to find path, intersect. Okay, so I've got those little line segments now, and I can come in and remove the other ones here, and that just gives me a really nice line right here to work off of in just a minute. So keep deleting these. And then I do actually want to have this come in just a tiny bit. So I'm going to use the direct selection. Actually, I'm going to use the other option here, which was the anchor point tool. And I'm just going to drag this out and then manipulate each of these points. And then I want these to be a little bit lopsided, so I'm going to take some edge off this one. Okay, I like where that's going now. I'm happier with that. So let's scale this down just a tiny bit. I don't want it as wide as it was. It's starting to look like actually whipped cream on the top. Okay. I don't know, I might have to walk this one back. I don't know if I'm loving it. No, I'm gonna take this out. I think it's this part right here. Is making it look like a butt. That's where it's at. Okay, so I wanted to incorporate all of them. So we've got, I could turn this into the clover. Why don't I copy this and then take it a couple steps back to here before I did all that stuff. And then I can take this, move it off to the side, and do another paste in place and get that part back. And now I'll just put this in kind of at the top center here. Yeah, this is turning a bit more into the club, but I'm kind of fine with that. Or was that what I said I was going to do anyway? Let's say that's what I said I was going to do anyway. It makes me sound smarter. Okay, so I've got that. I need to kind of just make this happen. So I'm going to just kind of add points here and shoehorn this into the approximate space I need it in. What's going on with you? Oh, okay, that's right, those are there. Okay, so I may have screwed this up a little bit more than I wanted, because that's kind of what I want right there. I still have this, so why don't we just take this? Okay, let's walk it back, take that, get rid of that. No. Yes. Okay, let's go back to this point. And I'm gonna center that. Let this move. There we go. And then move it right up to there. Alright. And then I know that just with the ways these were drawn, there's going to be points at the bottom. So I can actually just use a rectangle tool to snap to anchor right there. Anchor right there, and it should snap. Okay, so that gives me that coverage. And again, I'm going to copy these two before I merge. So I've got those two circles on the side copied. Merge this whole thing, paste in place, and then we can do that intersect, and we'll do a point there, and we'll do that point right there, and that intersect. Okay, so sometimes you gotta walk back your design. Let's see, minus, nope, I must not have gotten that click in. How far do we want? Right there? We'll find out. Alright. That's a handle, anchor. Nope, okay, that stays as it is. Okay, so that's our little extension right there. We will use that later to kind of build out the rest of the shape we're working with. Same with that. Okay, bueno. Alright, let's shrink this down. And we'll get this again centered. Oops. Yeah, let's go a little bit bigger. I kind of like what they have. Now it's kind of what they have, huh? Yeah, pretty similar. Okay, so that part's done. Let's come back over here. We'll kind of trace out a heart. Should be fairly similar to the spade that I just made. So again, we'll find that center right there with the ruler. And that's more so I don't have to kind of, so I don't have to sit there and kind of like wait until it figures out where I want to reference for the hints. So we got that. Again, we'll copy move this over, right click, oops, select it, right click, and transform reflect, vertical, and we will use this as our heart. I must not have grabbed that in my selection. Okay, there we go. So I'm not happy with how the lines themselves look at the moment, but we can fix that. So we've got that right there. And, oops, don't do that. Do that. Okay. So this is basically still like I'm working on the concept of this logo. So I'm going to move this to the back. I kind of like the direction they took with having that. I'm going to keep it a little bit smaller, not as bold. They kind of tucked it in that little spot, huh? Okay. So what I want to do next, let's see, I have kind of the club, the diamond, the heart, and then I'm going to take all this and I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. And so let's start working on these line weights. So I'm going to convert this back to the default line weights just so I can kind of figure things out how I want to do it. First things first, I'm going to offset this one in, and we'll kind of figure out what a good thickness is. So we'll take this to -1 pixel first, and we'll see how that kind of, I need to zoom in more. Let me see how it looks. Okay, object, path, offset path, -1 pixel. And let's see if we can go -2 pixels. Nah, this has got to be a little bit chunkier. -3. Yeah, I think that's good. So I'm going to go with -3 on this. We'll keep these other lines up here, but here's where I was talking about actually doing some other stuff with these extra lines. So now that I'm at this point, I'm going to go to Object, Path, Offset Path, and we're going to leave it at that same setting there. And then I'm going to have to mess around with these a little bit, and you can fast forward through this part if you want, but it's just going to be me kind of messing with these lines in order to get what it is I'm looking for here. And in this case, it's going to be, let's get these and move them to the front. And then, actually what'll be easier is if I just hide this. So I'm going to Object, Hide Selection. Oops. Yeah, okay, they're still there. Ooh. Thought I hit the lines I wanted to work with. Alright, so we'll move those to the front. On the keyboard, that's Control Shift and the right bracket. Otherwise, it's going to be, let's see, Object, Range, and Bring to Front. So Control Shift and then that bracket. So that gives me those up to the front, and then I'm just going to delete these top two lines here. What I want is this bottom section, and that's what I'm actually going to work with. So I'm going to take a pen tool, and I'm going to zoom in here, and I'm going to reconnect these, and then same on the other side here. Now I haven't quite figured out how I want to do the rest of it. If you look at the other image that I was looking at, they kind of taper it off in here. I might do a similar thing with that. And the question is, if I do that, do I want to just delete this? And let's see, we'll click there. Do I just want to do that? Or do I want to come up with it? No, you don't. Get back over there. No. Go the other way. Okay. So we'll reverse these, and we will see what we have when I Object, Show All. Okay. So let me switch this around so that we can see. So let's make this one actually white. Still don't have a color scheme for this. Actually, no, this one stays black. This becomes white. There we go. Okay, so we've got club, diamond, heart. Yeah, okay, so let's get some line thickness down here too. Each of these, I'm just going to make them black for now. And then I kind of want too. Okay. As long as that's hidden behind there. That was that one thing I wanted to get around. Okay, so same idea again. I don't know if it'll let me do this with a whole bunch at once. Let's find out. Yes, it will. Okay, so there's our bottom section here, and we'll make them white. I wonder what happened if I just kind of tilted this. That work? No, I don't like it. Okay. I want to make the cone longer is all. Oops. Let's see if I can stretch this out. The cone just needs to be a little bit longer. They have just these little bits of, I wanted to show more of this third row here, but I think that's what we're walking away with. All right, back to the heart. Same idea, object, path. So in this one, what did they do? They did the same line thickness. I'm tempted to just make this a little bit of a thinner line. Path, offset path. That, and it's probably not going to work. So we'll have to make this bigger anyway for that. Object, path. Okay, we'll have to go the other way. We'll have to make it small. Then object, path, offset path, and we'll do 3 pixels outwards. When in doubt, go the other way. Alright, so same idea. We'll just apply these same color textures here. Is that the same 3 pixels? Yeah, I guess it is. What would happen if we move this on top? And just try doing something with this. I'm gonna try it. We'll see what happens here. Nope. No, stop it. I don't know. I want to see how this works. I don't know if this is going to look good or not. So we'll find out together. Move that up. Oh, does that still have? It does. Okay, that's nice. Gives a little more space. And then I'm just gonna kind of find a spot in here, and we'll get rid of that spot, and that gives us. Needs a little bit of cleaning up, but I'm actually kind of liking it. Ooh. Yeah, I think I kind of like that. Now it's actually the cone that's bugging me. I'll have to redraw these. Actually, let's not do that. Let's set this aside before we just delete everything. Okay, so I want to try and rework this cone too. Um, how far down do I want to go? I must have turned off my snap. Where's it? Smart guides. Yeah, okay. Alright, so back to this. So, transform, reflect. Can. And we'll just merge this. I just needed another shape here. I still wasn't loving the diamond. Maybe what we'll do is we'll just call this one big diamond down here. Right? Okay. Let's do this. Object, path, offset, 3 pixels, and white. And then maybe what we'll do, we can call that the diamond, or we can resample this. I hate it when it does that. Do that. I want this a little bit thinner. There we go. So what if it's not the exact thing? And then I kind of like that. I'm really liking that. Alright. I want to keep these going kind of the same direction, but this one needs to come down a wee bit further. Go up a little bit more. Okay. I'm actually super happy with that. I really like how that came out. Okay. We're doing this one. So, okay, these can go away. Alright. So, let's go in here and actually let's combine the entire black section. Oops, okay. So we've got all the black pieces. Oh no. No, let's do the background sections first. So we'll get those sent to back. Nope, that's not gonna work. Okay, so this is where it's gonna take a little bit of work to get the selection area right. So that's that. So let's take this and subtract. Actually, let's do that. So that gives us those multiple pieces. So we've got that. Let me throw some color on them too so we can kind of see what's going on here. So this will be red fill. This will be yellow fill. Green. Oof, oof. Shield thine eyes, child. We'll make those that. Those are hard to distinguish. Let's go with that. These and Okay, so if this is that area, then we'll need to take this red one and these two little suckers right here, and we will have to do this little divide tool. So what that's doing is it's separating it into different sections. So now I can ungroup this, and I can delete that, and delete that. Now this section has been removed from this, what was previously the white section. So now I've got that shape right there. I can take these two little bits, merge them. Oh no. Is that stupid? There's a thing that they keep turning on in Photoshop or in Illustrator. Where is it? Um, why did that do that? I didn't move this, did I? I did. Okay, that was my bad. Can't blame Illustrator for that one. Alright, so um, we'll do that again. So we have, why don't we just do this whole chunk and then we'll figure it out. So divide, ungroup, get rid of, so then this, and that all become the same one. Then do the same thing up here, just kind of select everything, give it the divide, ungroup, these three are the white part in the center, so we'll merge them. This whole set of things here, and the background are another part. We got, oh, there's some little lip right here too. Something that's helpful is if you hit Control Y on the keyboard, or it's View Preview right here, and it'll actually simplify the drawing into a bunch of lines like that, and that's super helpful for tracking down. God, these bright colors though. I gotta change that. Okay, do that and that. See you again. Okay, so next I have this whole section, and I suppose what I'm going to do, just for the sake of simplicity, so I don't have to deal with all those overlaps, is I'm going to actually merge these first, and then we'll do this. So we'll just do the divide right there, and now ungroup. We can get rid of those sections. And that should be, oh, there's a little straggler right there. Still got, oh, of course. This is why I usually don't do divide for stuff. Okay. So we've got that shape, we've got that shape, we've got that shape. And we'll see what those look like. No, not gonna merge, huh? Let's take this back a little bit. So we can leave this out of it entirely. So let's just select right here. And let's actually do, we'll select this and that, merge them. Oh, right. Okay. Taking a step back, release compound path. Anytime something's working the way that I was working with it there, you have a compound path. It's a weird thing to get used to. but just going to merge all those together. Oh, because I'm losing that. That's why. Okay, I am going to have to do this the hard way. So we will divide the... Okay. No. Let's see. So let's do these two shapes by themselves. Ungroup. Merge. This and this. Merge. Ungroup. Merge. What are you? Oh. Okay, so for the sake of not losing our minds, I'm going to draw this. And I'm going to just modify this so I don't have to worry about all the crazy overlap going on up here. Oops. Okay, that'll make that easier to separate. Okay, so U2 divide, and then ungroup. And then we'll try merging those, and then we'll bring this one back to the front. And actually, no, I think that's good. Yeah, I want to leave that like that, but this does need a filler. So I'm going to go back here, release compound path. Again, I'm just going to get rid of this extra shape in here that technically doesn't need to be there, because we have this right here. And then these, nope, can also come to the front. Give them that same coloring. And here's that. Okay, so a little tricky, but we got it figured out. Okay. I think I'm happy with that. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, so this is not where this ends, but it is where I'm going to end this video. There we go. Bring me back on screen. All right, so this is where I'm going to end this video, just because we are now at 43 minutes, and I think I have about 4 or 5 more minutes of the other stuff that I'm going to merge together for this. So we'll cut this video here now, and then I will come back and figure out kind of the color scheme that I'm going to work with and the rest of this design. All right, so I will see you guys in the next one.